First up on this week's Red and White Show, we take you behind the scenes of a mascot's journey. If you'd like more information on how to book your child to be a matchday mascot, please visit the website. Next up, our Moment of Magic winner gets to interview Richard Wood live on the pitch pre-match.
Do you think you're better than any other defenders in this team?
Do I think I'm the best defender in this team? Good question, that. Well, definitely not at the moment because I'm injured and I've been out for 7 weeks. But no, I'm not best defender. There's a lot better defenders than me. I'm just old and I help them. So I try and help the younger ones, and I can play a little bit. And I ain't done bad because I've played a lot of games in my career, so I must be all right. But there's a lot of better players than me. Do you want me to tell you some names who are better? Oliwu, Joe Oliwu, Nixon, Bailey's playing at the moment. He's very good. Tom Anderson. So they're all good players. So I just try and help them. That's what I want, and I want best fit team. So we get clean sheets and we don't concede, that's good. Is that a good answer? A long answer.
If you could play any other position except for defence, what would it be?
Easy. What's an easy answer? Striker. Score, get all glory, score all goals, and I get paid most money as well. So that's why you're a striker, yeah? Easy answer. Defenders don't get any. We don't get any plaudits. We just expected head it and kick it. There go up glory, all fans love all strikers. Who's your favourite Donny player?
Cowers.
Who?
Cowers.
Oh, Cowers. Winger, striker. Yeah, attacking player. Is he?
What's your next question?
If you could play for any other team, what would it be?
Great question. Ooh. Oh. It'd have to be Man City. That's why I'm going to play for them. I'd love to play for them, but I don't think it'll happen now.
If you could be any player in the world, who would it be?
If I could be any player in the world, cool. If I could be anybody, or like somebody. Meat. Oh, that's. It'd have to be Messi. Yeah. Just to meet him, speak to him, ask him questions about football, and how he plays and what he thinks, how his mind works. He's unbelievable, isn't he? And I've never met him. I've never seen him live either. So that's something I'd like to do. Have you seen him live? You've been to a game when he's playing?
Good. Here we go. In sharp, get the brakes on quick.
If you could play for England, would you?
That would be my dream. I've always wanted to play for England. Like most other people. There's only a few lucky people that get to do it.
If you could play if you had to play goalkeeper, would you?
I don't know. I like the idea of going in there, but all keepers are crazy. Diving about everywhere. It's stupid what they do. Like we watch them in training, and I don't know how they do it. Up and down, diving about. I can't get up quick enough. I won't mind having a go, just a one-off game and seeing what I'm like. But as soon as you make a mistake, it's a goal, isn't it? So I don't know if I like it.
No.
If you had to go against any team in the world, what team?
Either Man City. In fact, I've played against Man City before. We got hammered. I think it was 6-0 or 7-1 maybe. It wasn't great. So I'd have to play against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I'd love to play there. Or Barcelona, pick either or.
That's all questions I've got. So. Actually, if you could play, if you had any job except for football, what would it be?
Very good question. I've always liked being a policeman. I'd always want to be a policeman. Going to like driving bit. You know, police interceptors program on TV, and when they're chasing everybody down, or car chases. Love to do something like that.
Yeah, that's all now.
So that's mine. What's your ideal job other than a footballer?
It would be maybe I might be a fireman.
Good choice.
Maybe.
Plenty of time to decide, don't you?
Now we move on to this weekend's game as we host Grimsby Town. Here are the thoughts of Harrison Biggins, followed by the gaffer, Grant McCann.
Well, first of all then, how important is it that you get back to winning ways tomorrow?
Yeah, it is really important. Obviously we're back at home again, it's going to be a good crowd. And obviously, like you say, we've bounced back pretty well so far this season from defeat, so hopefully that's the case tomorrow.
Grimsby then is a challenge. How do you assess them?
They're a good side. You can't take anyone lightly in this league, so we've done our work this week looking towards this game, and obviously, like I say, we're back at home tomorrow, so there's going to be a good crowd, it's going to be a big occasion, but we've just got to play the game.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a local-ish kind of rivalry, isn't it? There'll be a vibrant crowd, and how much do you guys feed off that?
It's great to play in. Obviously, last year they brought a big following. I don't think the result went the way we wanted to, but obviously the reverse fixture at their place, we took a few as well, and then we beat them there. So it's a good occasion to play in.
When you are facing a team that's on a poor run, do you feel that you notice maybe an extra level of intensity or possibly even desperation about them to get that victory?
Not really, no. I think that they'll go about their business as normal. Obviously they'll have done their work on us, and likewise we've done it on them. We're coming off the back of a defeat, so like you say, we're going to look to put it right tomorrow.
But when you analyse that defeat, I mean, I wasn't personally here, but all the fans were saying that's not a 3-0 type of score, and it's in the most extraordinary set of circumstances in which one guy scores 3 times.
Yeah, it was a strange game to look back on Tuesday. I think speaking after it, you know, around the group and stuff, it was tough to break down and look at what went wrong. Like you say, it weren't a 3-0 game between both boxes. I'm sure the gaffers highlighted before. Between both boxes, we was pretty dominant, to be honest, for large parts, if not most of the game. And then, like you say, they went in our box probably 4 times and scored 3 goals. And we had an awful lot of crosses that we just didn't manage to put away.
From a defensive point of view, then, as a team, what do you learn from circumstances like that?
We've obviously got to be better at stopping. The first 2 goals come from crosses, so we've obviously got to be better. First and foremost, stopping the cross, and then if it does come in, you know, get in contact with the striker to affect him, and I'm sure that's what we'll do from now on.
Given that scoreline, how important is it that within the group there's almost like this base level of confidence in the team's ability right now, given form in the past couple of months and how the season has really got going, that it's not kind of a reason for sort of, you know, navel gazing and being all downhearted about it?
Yeah, we're not going to get downhearted by any means. We've been on a good run at the minute. I think our form's up there with the best in the league, the best few in the league at the minute over the last maybe 8 games or so. You know, 4 days before we went to Tranmere and won away, and everything was like, the feeling around the place was great. And then you come to the Tuesday night game where we ended up obviously getting beat, but we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We just can't continue with our business.
And there seems to be this great kind of belief in being in and around the playoff picture by sort of the early part of next year, if you possibly can, if not before, I suppose. How much do you sort of buy into that?
Yeah, that's the aim. That's what everyone set out to do at the start of the season. You know, we want to get out of this league. We started a little bit slow, but like I say, recently we've picked up, and we're more than capable of being there come the end of the season.
What about you? How are you assessing your own contribution right now?
It's been a little bit stop-start for me this season in terms of missing 2 and 3 games on a couple of occasions, which is frustrating for me because there's nothing worse than missing games and stuff. But I feel fit, I feel ready, and obviously I've got a couple of goals recently, so hopefully I can build on that.
Well, Grant, first of all then, counting the bodies after the match the other night, how are you looking ahead of this game with Grimsby?
Yeah, better. Everyone's fine from the game. We've had Kyle Hurst, Tyler Roberts train this week, which is good. Kyle will be available for tomorrow. Tyler's a little bit too soon, maybe. We'll see. I've got to make a call on that later on, whether we use him even from the bench or something like that, but we'll see. So pleased in terms of people's come through the game. It was a massive shift the boys put in, particularly second half, trying to get back into the game. We're all good.
And you've got Senior now getting back into the throw of things after his injury problems. For the first time in a long time, there's a bit of light at the end of the injury tunnel.
We hope so, yeah. I mean, look, Richard Wood's not too far either, and I'll keep saying this, but it's just a matter of the pain threshold, and this calf of his settling down and the pain going away. George Miller again, another one, hopefully not too soon, not too far away from returning. So we're starting to get people back. We want to try and keep them back, so we've got to be mindful in terms of what we do with them during the week and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely a plus for us.
The flip side to that, though, is that quite a lot of the squad have played an awful amount of football. So when you're thinking about your team for the next couple of matches, how much does maybe fatigue and rest play its part in your selection?
Well, you always pick a team based on energy levels, how they're feeling, the next opposition, where can we try and expose, Grimsby in terms of what we do, is what we look at. We know it's a tough game, we know the occasion, but we've got to make sure we stay calm and control on what we do, and that's even in our decision making as a coaching staff. So we'll pick hopefully the best team that's ready and willing to go, and hopefully we can get a good performance and another 3 points.
Take your chances and defend a bit better and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, we watching the game back, it's always hard, straight after a game and trying to reflect on a game when you haven't actually sit down and analysed it. And I don't think I was too far wrong on what I said after the game, really. Sometimes it can be way off the mark, that's true, but I felt I was right in terms of what I said. I felt, it's one of the games where one of the best games I felt we've had real control in the game, particularly second half when we changed a little bit and we controlled a lot of the play was in their half. But ultimately, look, the game of football is about sticking the ball in the back of the net. We did have a goal. It was chalked off. I felt if that had counted, would have definitely got something out of the game because we had the momentum. But look, it wasn't to be. On the day, we've got done off a couple of headers in the first half from Smith, who's excellent at that. The third goal was more of a breakaway for them really, and just a killer blow for us. But I was pleased with the group, kept pushing, kept playing the way we wanted to play, kept creating opportunities and chances, because if we're not doing that, I'll worry. The fact that we're creating opportunities, lots of opportunities, lots of good areas, not a problem. We will score goals if we keep doing that.
I realise this might sound like I'm apportioning blame when there's none to be apportioned, but with regard to goalkeepers, obviously Lawler dropped out because of his injuries, and since that time everything's been fine, but the question mark then becomes, when do you think about changing perhaps back?
I think Lewis Jones has been outstanding, and look, could he have done better for maybe the third goal? He would probably say yes, but one mistake in 10 games I think he's made. I think he's been outstanding. Really has, really controlled in what he's doing, and Ian Lawler knows this. I've already had the conversation with Lozzie in terms of I don't think he would like it if I took him out of the team and the boot was on the other foot, if that makes sense. So I'm really pleased with the 2 goalkeepers. The young goalkeeper Ben Bottomley training well all the time. So we've got good options there. They're all fighting to get the #1 shirt, but they know that I have changed goalkeepers during the season in all my previous clubs, and I've no problem doing that if I feel it's right. But at the minute, I think Lewis isn't good form.
Grimsby then, what awaits you this weekend then with them?
Look, they've got obvious threats. You know what I mean? They've got people who know this division inside out. You know, Danny Rose has been promoted last season with Stevenage, massive threat for them. Issa, massive threat for them. The midfield 3 I like, lots of energy and legs about them. So we're going to have to be at our very best to win the game. Look, I know they've been on a bit of a sticky patch, but they've got good players in their team. They've got a good manager in Paul Hurst, and we're going to have to be at our very best, both the players, the staff, everybody, to make sure we get the 3 points.
When you're in the circumstances you're in and facing opposition like this, do you find an element with the opposition can seem at times a bit desperate, if you like, because they're so keen to get back to winning ways? I think they've lost 6 of 8, haven't they, in the last couple of months? That there is a degree of desperation about them.
I don't know. I mean, Paul's experienced enough to know that he'll not be throwing any toys at the pram. He'll be staying nice and cool and calm. But for us, we just focus on ourselves, really. We can't worry about what's happening at Grimsby. We have to make sure we respond from the result the other night. We try and build on the performance. We try and be a bit more resolute when we're defending, and we be a bit more ruthless when we're attacking. So all the bits and pieces in between both 18-yard box and Tuesday night, I was really pleased with. But ultimately, like I said after the game, both boxes we need to be better. And we've shown we have been good at that over recent weeks, but in that particular game on Tuesday we weren't there, so we want to respond in that.